Good day. Here are the stories for the Manila Times for Friday, March 25, 2022. Presidential candidate Senator Panfilo Lacson has quit as the standard-bearer for the Partido ng Demokratikong Reporma after party leaders decided to support Vice President Maria Leonor Leni Robredo. He said he was informed on Wednesday by Partido Reporma President and former House Speaker Pantaleon Alvarez that the party's bloc in Davao del Norte, led by the party Secretary General and Provincial Governor Edwin Jubahib, has decided to endorse another presidential candidate. In a press conference in General Santos City, Lacson said Alvarez's group has long abandoned him. It started at the onset of the campaign period when they're no longer present on the ground, he said. Lacson, however, insisted that he was not withdrawing from the presidential race. President Rodrigo Duterte and former Senator Ferdinand Marcos Jr. had a cordial and productive meeting, raising speculations that a wall of animosity stands between them, a palace official said. Acting palace spokesman Martin Andanar said on Thursday that the president discussed the current government's major achievements and gave pieces of advice to Mr. Marcos. Andanar said the president expressed optimism that Marcos will continue his administration's key projects and programs. The president's daughter, Sara Duterte Carpio, is Marcos's vice presidential candidate under the Uniteam banner. At first, the president has never endorsed Marcos's candidacy and is widely believed to dislike him. The 45-day campaign period for local candidates kicks off today. Commission on Elections spokesman James Jimenez said on Thursday that all local and national candidates are now covered by campaign rules. At stake on May 9 are 18,100 positions. Aside from the positions for president and vice president, there are 12 slots for senators, 63 for party list groups, 253 for members of the House of Representatives, 81 each for governors and vice governors, 782 for provincial councils, 1,634 each for mayors and vice mayors, and 13,558 for municipal councils. The government has put a ceiling on the price of 204 more medicines following the issuance of Executive Order 155 that expands the number of drugs under the maximum drug retail price system, the Department of Health said. EO 155 widens the coverage of Executive Order 104 implemented in June of 2020. Medicines covered under the said executive order are for the top diseases such as hypertension, diabetes, high cholesterol, asthma, and chronic obstructive pulmonary disease. The Manila Times and Manila Times College, in cooperation with SM Foundation, will present Journalism in Time of Pandemic and Beyond, presenting news and information responsibly, an online event for campus journalists, their friends, and mentors. In times of crisis, especially in the age of social media, where fake news or distorted information abound, it is always important to stay true to the principles and practices of quality, ethical, and unbiased journalism. Two seasoned journalists from renowned international media organizations will be the guest speakers. Alison Jackson, Manila Bureau Chief of the Agence France Presse, and Marga Ortigas, former senior correspondent of Al Jazeera. The online event will be streamed on the Manila Times Facebook page, YouTube, and Dailymotion channels at 10 a.m. on Friday. It'll be moderated by Times Chairman and CEO Dante Clink Ang II and Times Campus Press Editor Arlo Custodio. Topping business, monetary authorities kept key interest rates at record lows on Thursday, choosing to prioritize economic recovery over rising consumer prices. The Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas' overnight borrowing, lending, and deposit rates were maintained at 2%, 1.5%, and 2.5% respectively by the Policy-Making Monetary Board. In sports, the Philippine Tennis Association is expecting to have its suspension from the International Tennis Federation lifted soon. PhilTA President Antonio Cablitas said amendments have been made in the PhilTA Constitution to increase the association's membership and representation. During the PhilTA Trustees election held via Zoom on January 2, Cablitas was elected president, Manuel Misa as vice president and treasurer, and Martin Misa as secretary general. The other trustees are Romeo Magat, Mayor Edwin Olivares, Dr. Pablo Olivares, and Mrs. Edna Olivares Nguyen. Rigoberto Tiglao and Ruben Torres are today's front page columnists. Tiglao believes American organizations are funding a candidate, while Torres weighs in on the 4-day workweek. Today's editorial believes Russian President Vladimir Putin is playing the nuclear card on Ukraine. Read a full version on the paper's opinion section or listen to the Voice of the Times. For more news and information, get a copy of the Manila Times on print, subscribe to its digital edition, or log on to www.manilatimes.net. Follow us on Twitter, Facebook, or Instagram, and keep up with the Times. On behalf of the Manila Times, this is Arik John Seco reporting. Have a safe Friday ahead.